But you know, there are those who raise questions. They say, look, is it that, didn't they encourage them? Because number one, if the president says, look, I did ask the IGP to report to Benue,
yes.
And then when he visited Benue, he said, I didn't know that he didn't go.
Okay.
And up till today, we haven't gotten any word. Nigerians don't know what next. What should have happened thereafter?
You see, that is something that is played out to the public, where certain leaders of the security agencies might be carrying out things on their own. I don't know. Maybe the IG must have some kind of explanation that he has given to the president for nothing to happen, you know. So it's intriguing. I personally feel that the security agencies, the police, the SSS, should stay out of politics. Should stay out of politics, because their job is to this nation and not to any political party or any particular personality in government. But apparently we are seeing situations where they are leaning to one side or the other. And I think they should correct that and bring back the security agencies where they are supposed to be, you know, and that is being neutral.
Do you see that ever happening? The president says, look, or maybe people in the party says, no, this is what we think should happen. And the DSS says, well, no, I'm actually loyal to the country.
Yeah, it should happen like that. But usually you find out that there is sometimes leaning towards, you know, because that's your boss actually, you know, so you lean towards and you don't tell him exactly what you feel. And that's the problem we have. We've discussed this before, you know, where the allegiance of the security agencies is not supposed to be for the president. It's supposed to be to the country, the constitution of this country.
But how can that be? Because
they have to change the law. Change the law. Decree 19 of 1986 is stated there, if you look at it, that they will do domestic threats, you know, gather intelligence, criminal justice system, all the way down. Then at the last one, it says, and any other directives that the president will give.
Yeah, no, hold on. That the president will give and the National Assembly. I believe I saw that in that.
No, National Assembly is not part of it.
There's a portion on the Amachree talked about their responsibility to they take orders from the president.
Yes.
They talked about their responsibility to the president and to the national. Is it only an appointment and that happens?
What we are even advocating right now is that the president's part of it should be cancelled out. The SSS should report. Yeah, National Assembly, that's the people.
Yeah.
That's the people. So if they redo it, they should be reporting to the National Assembly or the Constitution, which is the people itself, you know. So it's not to a particular person.
Would that make any difference?
It will make all the difference. It will make all the difference, because then you will find out that the security agencies are not leaning towards any person. They will be neutral.
But when you say the security agencies here, it looks as if we've left this other matter. When you say security agencies, they all have councils that are supposed to like somewhat regulate their activity.
Yeah.
I mean, the NIA, the DMI, and the DSS have councils. They're supposed to. The DMI is supposed to report to the National Defense Council. The NIA and the DSS are supposed to report to the National Security Council,
advisor,
and which is supposed to be coordinated by the NSA.
Yes.
Is that happening?
I don't think it's happening. It's not happening. Because right now, even when they go for the Joint Intelligence Committee meeting, they go there and then they talk about what is going to happen and exchange notes. But again, they still go back to the president and give them their own version.
But before the sack occurred, what if the NSA were aware of this? Do you think he would have been sacked? I mean, did you?
No, he wouldn't be sacked.
If the NSA was aware?
If the NSA was aware, that means the NSA must have given a counter direction or whatever direction.
Or he would have briefed the acting president?
He must have briefed the acting president that this is what is going on. And again, it is your responsibility to suggest, you know, actions that could be taken. We hear that this is going on, and then we think number 1, 2, 3 should happen. And then the president, on his own, considering other political considerations, because when a president takes decisions, it's not just the intelligence one that he got. He has to consider other things that are coming and say, okay, based on what is happening now, you know, do this or don't do this.
So for those who say they are kind of confused in terms of what is acceptable or not, especially when they look at recent history, the Mace scenario, where thugs got into the National Assembly in the pub, they brought daylight,
yes,
took the Mace, which they eventually say they found under the bridge somewhere in Abuja. And then you see the blockade of the residences of the Senate President and the Deputy Senate President. The police say they're investigating because they didn't give that order.
Yes.
And eventually, we don't know if we're going to get briefed or find out what exactly is the outcome of that matter. So people get confused. So what do we know is acceptable or not? So couldn't that have given them the encouragement to say, well, we did that. We didn't seem to receive any lashing. So we might as well go on beholden to the presidency.
Yes, that's why I'm saying that. In fact, let me put it this way. There is serious lawlessness going on in the country right now. Lawlessness.
How do you mean?
Yeah, because, you know, for somebody to be bold enough to go into the National Assembly, carry a mace and run out of that place and was not arrested, if you've been to the National Assembly, you'll see. It takes a whole bunch of exits before you can be on the streets. And nobody was able to stop them right inside the chamber, outside on the outer chamber, all the way down to the road leading out, and they disappeared with the mace. What does that tell you? That means that there is no plan, there's no security plan for that body. In fact, something that even the National Assembly should start thinking about now, they should try to have their own police. You know, the National Assembly police. They are responsible for guarding that. That's different from the Nigeria police. The National Assembly police, as obtained in other countries.